I'm Jessica Hance. This is my husband, David Hance.
And this is our God story. We've been married for 12 years. We've been coming to Grace for a little over 7. And our marriage wasn't always the greatest.
We both come from divorced homes. My parents fought and yelled from a really early age and then divorced when I was a teenager. David's parents divorced when he was just a little kid. And so we just didn't know what a healthy marriage looked like. We didn't know how to cling to each other. We just knew how to resent each other, to hurt each other.
At one point, my wife Jessica asked me for a divorce, and then a couple years later, I had asked my wife for a divorce.
We didn't want people to see that we were broken, that we had problems, and so we tried to fix things on our own, and we constantly came up short. And I remember really vividly sitting in church one Sunday, and Pastor Farrell said, we're launching groups, and there's this really great class called Two Becoming One, and it's a way to take your good marriage and make it great. And David and I kind of looked at each other and said, well, our marriage is not great. It's actually garbage, but we have nothing to lose, so why don't we try it out? So we showed up at Two Becoming One, and we sat through the first class, and the class was really hard. There was a couple of other pastors that were taking the class with us, and I remember after class, we got in the car and looked at each other and said, that is just not the class for us.
I'll never forget when we had called our mentors and said, like, this wasn't for us, and they're like, great, well, you're still coming back.
So I think after the second and third week, we started to see that there were tools we could actually use. For the first time in our marriage, and at that point we'd been married and together for a while, we saw resolution and we saw healing start to happen.
I think God used groups to, one, save our marriage, but also put really good people in our lives to love us.
These groups haven't just been about this one-time thing. Let me take this class to fix this problem in my marriage, or let me, take this class for something else. It's really been about how do we make a community of people and have groups that are constantly in our lives. God does not want us to do life alone. He wants us to be together.
Even in our life group today, we have really good relationships, and we're all very excited to see each other and catch up on what summer's brought for us.
And so don't be afraid if you're broken, if things aren't perfect. Life isn't meant to be perfect. It's meant to be messy, and we're meant to do it together. And sometimes the messiest pieces blended together make the most beautiful picture. So please, you're not alone. It doesn't matter that you're not perfect. We are so still not perfect, but we are so glad that we have groups in our life.